Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to do question number 18th. Kapoor Media Limited issued 1,20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 80 per share for public subscription. Company called up the amount including share premium in 4 equal installments. It means on application, on allotment, on first call and on final call. Company received application for 1,60,000 equity shares. Excess applications were rejected and money paid thereon was refunded. Shahid, who was holding 4,000 shares, failed to pay first call and final call on share held by him. His shares were forfeited after due formalities. These forfeited shares were issued to Ranbir at a premium of rupees 70 per share, and the amount on this was received by the company. We have to write necessary journal entries in the books of company to record above transactions, and also we have to prepare securities premium account. So let's start. Here it is given in the question that company called up the amount including share premium in 4 equal installments. It means on application, on allotment, on first call and on final call. And here face value is rupees 10 each. So if we divide 10 by 4, we will get 2.5. That is face value amount per share excluding premium is 2.5 per share on each installment, and premium per share is given, that is rupees 80. So 80 divided by 4, that comes to 20. So 20 per share is the amount on each installment. So here total amount per share, that is including premium, total amount per share would be 22.5. 2.5 plus premium amount per share, that is 20. So we will get 22.5. So 22.5 is the amount per share at each and every stage or at each installment. So let us see our first journal entry. Here a bank account will be debited and equity share application account will be credited. That is 1,60,000 shares. Company received application for 1,60,000 equity shares. So here company will get application money, that is rupees 36 lakh, that is 1,60,000 shares multiplied by 22.5. So here we will get 36 lakh. So bank account will be debited by rupees 36 lakh and equity share application account will be credited by rupees 36 lakh. Now let us see next journal entry, that is for transfer of the amount of sanctioned shares to share capital and security premium account and refund of excess share application money. So here equity share application account will be debited by rupees 36 lakh, that is 1,60,000 shares multiplied by rupees 22.5. Now out of that 3 lakh amount will be credited to equity share capital account, that is 1,20,000 shares, that is sanctioned shares multiplied by rupees 2.5. 2.5 is the amount per share at the time of application excluding premium. Then then amount of security premium will be credited to security premium account, that is 24 lakh, that is 1,20,000 shares multiplied by rupees 20. Rupees 20 is the amount per share at the time of application, and bank account will be credited by rupees 9 lakh 1000 shares. So 40,000 shares multiplied by 22.5, that is rupees 9 lakh. Now let us see next journal entry for the amount due on 1,20,000 shares at the time of allotment. So here equity share application account will be debited by rupees 27 lakh, that is 1,20,000 shares multiplied by 22.5. Again 22.5 is the amount per share at the time of allotment including premium, and out of that 3 lakh will be credited to equity share capital account, that is 1,20,000 multiplied by rupees 2.5, and security premium account will be credited by rupees 24 lakh, that is 1,20,000 multiplied by rupees 20, that is amount of premium per share at the time of allotment. Now let us see journal entry for the receipt of the amount made due on allotment. So here it is, bank account will be debited by rupees 27 lakh, and as the company received the amount for all the sanctioned shares or all allotted shares, so 1,20,000 multiplied by 22.5, that comes to 27 lakh to equity share allotment account, that is 27 lakh. Now let us see next journal entry for the amount due on first call. So here equity share first call account will be debited by rupees 27 lakh, that is 1,20,000 shares at the rate of rupees to 22.5, that comes to 27 lakh, and 3 lakh will be transferred to equity share capital account, that is 1,20,000 shares multiplied by rupees 2.5, and amount of premium will be transferred to security premium account, that is 24 lakh, that is 1,20,000 shares multiplied by rupees 20. Now let us see journal entry for the receipt of money at the time of first call. Here company did not receive the amount for all the shares allotted. Here it is given in the question that one shareholder named Shahid, who was holding 4,000 shares, could not pay the amount at the time of first call and final call. So that means company received the amount for 1,16,000 shares only at this stage. So here 1,16,000 shares will be multiplied by rupees 22.5, that comes to 26 lakh 10,000. So bank account will be debited by rupees 26 lakh 10,000, and company did not receive the amount for 4,000 shares which is held by shareholder Shahid. So 4,000 multiplied by rupees 22.5, that comes to 90,000. So calls and arrears account will be debited by rupees 90,000, and equity share first call account will be credited by rupees 27 lakh. That means out of 27 lakh, company received 26 lakh 10,000 and company did not receive 90,000. Now let us see next journal entry, that is at the time of final call made due. So here equity share final call account will be debited by rupees 27 lakh, that is 1,20,000 multiplied by rupees 22.5, and equity share capital account will be credited by rupees 3 lakh, that is 1,20,000 shares at the rate of 2.5, and security premium account will be credited by rupees 24 lakh, that is 1,20,000 shares at the rate of rupees 20. Now let us see the journal entry at the time of receipt of the amount at the time of final call. Here again the situation is same. Company did not receive the amount for 4,000 shares held by Shahid. So here company received the amount for 1,16,000 shares. So 1,16,000 shares will be multiplied by rupees 22.5, that comes to 26,10,000, and company did not receive the amount for 4,000 shares. So 4,000 shares multiplied by rupees 22.5, that comes to 90,000, and equity share final call account will be credited by rupees 27 lakh. Now let us see next journal entry for forfeiture of shares. Here one shareholder, that is Shahid, could not pay the amount for 4,000 shares, so his shares will be forfeited by the company, and in this case equity share capital account will be credited by the amount called up less premium, that is rupees 40,000, that is 4,000 multiplied by rupees 10, that is called up value. Here equity share capital account will be debited because as we know number of shares decreases due to forfeiture of shares, and hence share capital account is debited. And security premium account will be debited by rupees 1,60,000. That means premium amount called up but not received, that is 4,000 multiplied by rupees 40. 40 means 20, that is the amount of premium per share at the time of first call, and 20, that is amount of premium per share at the time of final call. So 20 plus 20, that comes to 40. So 4,000 will be multiplied by rupees 40, that is so we will get 1,60,000, that is the premium amount called up but not received. And share forfeiture account will be credited by the amount received so far. Here company has received rupees 20,000 from Shahid, that is 4,000 shares multiply by rupees 5, as Shahid paid at the time of application and at the time of allotment, and in both the stages amount per share was rupees 2.5. So 2.5 plus 2.5, that comes to rupees 5. So 4,000 multiplied by 5, that comes to 20,000. Now share first call account will be credited by the amount which is not received on first call, and that is rupees 90,000, and share final call account will be credited by the amount not received on final call, and that is also rupees 90,000, that is 4,000 multiplied by 22.5. Now let us see next journal entry for reissue of forfeited shares. Here it is given in the question that company is reissuing forfeited shares at a premium of rupees 70 per share. That means company is reissuing forfeited shares at the amount of rupees 80 per share, that is 10 plus 70. Rupees 10 is paid up value, and as company is reissuing at a premium of rupees 70, so 10 plus 70, that comes to rupees 80. So bank account will be debited by rupees 3,20,000, that is 4,000 multiplied by rupees 80, and equity share capital account will be credited by rupees 40,000, that is 4,000 multiplied by rupees 10, that is paid up value, and security premium account will be credited by rupees 2,80,000, that is 4,000 multiplied by rupees 70, that is the amount of premium per share. Here, as we have already discussed, that if the forfeited shares are reissued at a price higher than that of paid up value, so the excess of reissue price over paid up value is credited to securities premium reserve account. So here security premium account will be credited by rupees 2,80,000. that is 4,000 multiplied by rupees 70. Now let us see the last journal entry for transfer of balance in forfeited shares account to capital reserve account. Here, as the forfeited shares are reissued at a premium, so the whole of the amount forfeited on 4,000 shares is a gain of capital nature, and whole amount will be transferred to capital reserve account, that is rupees 20,000. So share forfeiture account will be debited by rupees 20,000 and capital reserve account will be credited by rupees 20,000. Now here in this question we are also asked to prepare a security premium account. So here it is, security premium account. Here, as you can see in the journal entries, that in journal entry number 2, 3, 5, 7 and 10, security premium account is credited. So in security premium account also we will record it on credit side. Here is the amount, and in entry number 9 you can see that security premium account is debited. So in security premium account we will record it on debit side. Here it is 1,60,000, and finally we will find out balance, that is 97,20,000. So here we have completed this question, that is question number 18, and here with this we have completed this chapter, that is accounting for share capital. In this chapter, question number 8 and 11, and then question number 19 to question number 24 have been omitted by the government. So you are not required to do these questions. So here we have finished this chapter, and remaining questions you have to do in your notebook. In the next session we will be studying new chapter, that is chapter number 2, accounting for debentures. Thank you very much.